Oh, break time. They're taking a break. All right, so let's see what they have to eat here while we're on break. I don't know. Can you see that menu? So here's the pizza. They have pizza. They have burgers. They have sandwiches, chicken crunch sandwich, eggplant sandwich. They have Bavarian pretzels. Hello, Jolie. Hello, Jolie. Let's go outside because we're on top of the pickup truck. It's hot over here. Let's go outside. Oh, it's nice and cool out here. Nice and cool out here. And dogs. It's all the kitty witties and all. We're gonna have to get under the. We're gonna have to get under. Yeah. Some years they have to go up there. Okay. All right. I think we're good. I think we're good. You guys like Lotion so far. So when I walked in, everything was taken where I like this. Hello, Mika back home. How are you? So it's a little drizzly day. We're waiting for Priscilla to come. Priscilla should be here, I don't know, by now. But I think it's going to be a coastal thing. She's going to flood. If you live in an area that's prone to flooding, like down in Jersey or down in Westchester County, you're going to get flooded. Because I think it's high tide in conjunction with the storm. So... yeah, I guess I got too far from the Wi-Fi. I got too far from the Wi-Fi. All right, fuck it. We're going to go back up into the nest. Okay. How is it now? Somebody send me something so I see you're still there. It says 11 people still in the chat. So I guess outside the Wi-Fi is no bueno. Right? Okay, Jolie. Thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. Very good. Very, very good. Very good. Muy bueno. So it's nice here. Look. They have like a fire going outside. They have like a fire going here. You have like the reindeer chandelier, the horns, with the horns. Bum, 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 bum. So yeah, I almost left. There was nowhere to stream from in here. But this was available, so I came up here. They got the football games on. Neat venue. Yeah, it's a brewery, but it doesn't smell like a brewery. So I think all the beer they serve here is not made here. I think it comes from other breweries in the area. Because you don't smell anything in here. You don't smell the hops or anything. Yeah. It's very laid back. If you like pizza, people seem to order the pizza here by quite a lot. And the beer I had last night was pretty good. So today is Lotion. Monday, what do they have? They have another band called Rock Slide from 1 to 4. Yeah, they have a schedule of events right over here. Let's see. Trivia nights. Hassan Terrell's mother's birthday? We saw dueling. Yeah, we did see dueling. We saw dueling pianos at West Point. And I don't know, did we see him somewhere else? We might have. Come here, Dr. Ron. Come here, Dr. Ron. Yeah, sit down.
No.
Sit.
I
Just
hate
sit.
being on.
Look,
He has to hide from Barbara.
it's Dr. Ron. So
Hello there.
we've
there,
seen
Bob.
Dr. Ron before at Hudson Blue. He's in Hudson
Yes,
Blue.
you did.
And at his chiropractic office in New City.
That's right. Good memory.
And now he's with Lotion. So how's Lotion going?
Lotion's going good today. We have a good crowd, and people are into it. No children have been stampeded yet.
They're all outside.
So we're trying to
They're
get the
all
kids
out
off
there.
the dance floor.
That's very good.
So we don't have any trouble.
Now your publicist was up here. I don't know her name, but she was videotaping you guys.
That's Carol.
That's Carol.
This is a good vantage point up here, because you don't see the double chin from up here. Like from up there, it looks better.
Well, why don't you wear you should wear a jogging jacket like this. You could
What are you trying to say, Bob?
I'll lend you my jogging jacket. Dr. Ron.
All right, I'll come back.
It's so awesome. It's so awesome.
Nice to have you.
Nice
Nice to have you. Thank you for the enthusiasm and all your skills.
So the other day we saw you were filling in on the keyboard down in Tuxedo for another band too, right? You were filling in for who?
Hudson Blue and Georgia 5.
Georgia 5. You
Georgia
filled in
5.
Right.
So that was good. It was
That
a hot
is good.
day. And if you were there, you had a good time, but it was hot.
So let me ask you, would you rather be giving chiropractic adjustments or playing the keyboard?
I love both. They're both a labor of love to me.
Labor of love. I like
But
that.
you have to have a little fun to offset some of the insanity of,
Right.
working in an office.
Okay. Yes.
Do you ever want to have your spine checked one day? It's a free screening.
I'll tell you, Dr.
You can
Ron,
actually.
when I was a little kid, I used to get my back adjusted all the time.
Very good.
My aunt took me.
Keeping on camera.
Go, take a break.
All right.
That was Dr. Ron, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
If you need an adjustment, go see Dr. Ron. And if he's not available, his brother will be, Dr. Steve. He's a chiropractor too. Now, his brother plays in the mighty Spectrum Band. He plays the trombone. He plays the wind instruments. He plays sax. He plays trumpet, trombone. So yeah, a lot of these guys, like this is just a fun thing for them to do. This is like a side gig. This isn't really, the main event. For some guys, this is the main event, playing the music. But it's a tough way to make a living. Tough way to make a living. And what else? Hello, Judy Mangeringhausen. Your friend is right. She was right here. She's with Dr. Ron now. She's escorting him back to the stage. She has to keep him on task. Dr. Ron has to be kept on task. He has to go see the next patient. He's doing adjustments in between sets. He's doing adjustments. So what else? So it's a Sunday. It's kind of weird. It's like cool outside, but it's warm in here. I want to take this jacket off. Or maybe because they have the fireplaces going. I think that's why it's warm, because they have the fireplaces going. They got the fireplace on one side and they got the football games on the other. I see the football game. I don't want to rebroadcast, but here, look. They got. Oh, you want to look at the menu again? Chicken crunch sandwich, breaded chicken cutlet, topped with garlic, aioli, and crunchy onion. That sounds good. Eggplant sandwich, golden fried eggplant, cutlets with roasted red pepper. Oh, that's smash burger. Double smash burger, $14. Double cheeseburger, $12. Oh, that's good. That's pretty good. That's not bad at all. Woo. And then. Hi Jolie, hi Mika. Paulatani, welcome on in. Double smash burger, right? Double, well, right. That one comes with caramelized onions and smash sauce. So not the double cheeseburger. They have the double cheeseburger. What can I drink besides beer? Ooh, that is a good question. What can we drink besides beer? I guess they have wine. They have certain wines. I see people drinking wines. They have stuff in cans. I don't know what the stuff in cans. I think the stuff in cans is beer from other breweries. But where you get the drinks is, I'll show you. Where you get the drinks is over there. Hold on. So there is a menu up on the wall there, but I think it's mostly brewed beers and a couple of wines. I don't know. They got some pink stuff in a big cooler there. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I'll lose it because I went outside and I didn't lose it. So people are just coming up here intermittently. So maybe, do they have soda? They must have sodas. I guess they have sodas. Or if you have some, oh, they have mocktails. Look, they have gin and tonic, gin Ricky. They have vodka, pink vodka lemonade. That must be the pink stuff. Vodka something or other. Vodka in cans. Let me see if you can see the menu. Oh, it changed. The menu changed on the TV there. So yeah, you can get mixed drinks here. You can get mixed drinks, evidently. I don't know where that menu is, other than on that TV. So when it comes up again, I'll try to read it to you, or show it to you. So you can get alcoholic beverages in addition to your brew skis. Well, that's good. Or they have it in the can. So when you get the vodkas that are pre-made in the cans, you know what you're getting. You know what you're getting. So tomorrow, Rock Slide will be here from 1 to 4. Those are good in the other stuff too. So I guess they make them by hand, handcrafted, or pre-made. Let's see, I'm waiting for that screen to come up. What did she say? I like the cans, the slushy. And the slushy. Oh, the slushy. Yeah, apparently they've got some kind of watermelon vodka thing going on over here. Watermelon vodka thing going on. Still waiting for the menu to come up. They've got all the bands that are coming up. They got Boombox Bingo, the second Thursday of every month. High energy game that combines bingo and, I don't know, I guess music. They're open for private events. It'll cost you if I go. Bafo. I know. I'm aware. Maybe Ange could get a free certificate for me or something. Come here. Mighty Spectrum is coming here. Slushy, they have them at our beer distributor. Right, we are doing Zero Spend October, laugh out loud. Yeah, Zero Spend. Oh, here we go with the drinks. Let me turn you around. So I don't know if you can see. You can't see. I'll read it to you. So we have frozen drinks, pina coladas. They have bourbons. They have Kentucky something or other. They have mocktails. They have anything. All right? Oh, yeah? Come on. John, come on over. We're live streaming on YouTube. Have a
Is
seat.
anybody watching?
Right now, we have 14 people. This is
14
John,
people.
the lead singer of Lotion.
How you guys doing out there?
So we already had Dr. Ron up here.
Did you?
So how did Lotion get started? I mean, you have a terrific voice.
Thank you.
So how did
I
you all
trained
guys
hard.
get together?
Lotion started out of the ashes of a band that we had been in formerly. The drummer Joe, Ron the keyboard player, and myself had been in a band called Damage Radio,
Okay.
which had been around for 9 or 10 years with a lot of lineup changes.
Uh-huh.
And it fell apart over, basic band stuff, the things that happened,
Right.
creative differences,
Life,
whatever
yeah,
it
right.
was. And the three of us decided to move forward, and we decided, and it was maybe a lot of me pushing for this, that I wanted to move in a dancier direction with the music, get away from crusty classic rock too much,
Okay.
and get more into modern pop, old pop, disco, and just do more. I thought that people wanted to feel. When I play, I want to see a packed dance floor.
Right.
And there's no greater reward to me as a performer than to see a packed dance floor.
Right.
Even if we're killing it and everybody loves it, when everybody's sitting down, sometimes it's hard on a Sunday afternoon. But
Right.
here at Tin Barn, you can get people on the dance floor on
Yes.
a Sunday afternoon.
Yes.
Which is an amazing thing.
Right.
So,
People have a great attitude in this area
You know.
towards music. They love live
Yeah.
music.
So that's the energy I wanted, and so we built the set list, and I remember I wanted to have no filler, no boring classic rock song that we just needed to fill up time with.
And then you don't want to do things that other bands in the area are
That
doing as well.
So as it turns out, I don't really see a lot of bands, I don't really see anybody, 5 white guys out there doing what we're doing with the modern dance music and the Bruno Mars and all the
Right.
stuff that we're gonna do. So, we got a niche, we're doing well.
And you have a publicist. Your publicist was up here live streaming, taking pictures.
Carol?
Yes,
You met
Carol was
Carol?
up
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
I
Carol.
saw her. We didn't meet, but I saw her. I knew she was your publicist.
She's a booking agent. Primarily
Okay.
would be her thing, but
Okay.
I guess she does publicity as well. Yeah.
So are you guys going to be doing a lot of the casinos in the area? Because you got resorts up in the Catskills.
We have yet to
Bluebird.
make inroads at the source. I'm sure Carol has made a call there. We have Dave Barron of the Georgia Five
Right.
as our bass player, and he does play there often. Maybe someday he'll throw us a bone and give us the phone number of the contact there. But as of now, we have not made inroads at the resorts casino.
John, you have a tremendous voice. I was listening to you, and your Bon Jovi type of voice is just amazing, that range that you have. And how long have you been singing?
I picked up a microphone for the first time at a party when I was about 19 years old.
Okay.
I'm 56 now, and I sang The Needle and the Spoon by Leonard Skinner at a party. There was a drum set and a kid playing guitar, friends of mine, and the next day we started a band, and
That's terrific.
20 years later I learned how to do it right.
And what did you? What was your profession or career other than singing? Did you do something other than singing or music?
Yeah, I have a job. I own a landscaping company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
good.
I'm an entrepreneur.
So yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of landscaping, especially in this area.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a lawn. Everybody's got trees. And nobody wants to cut their own grass.
Yeah, the drummer owns a landscaping company also. In
Oh,
fact,
man.
he's the reason I'm in the business. That's another story.
So you can borrow equipment and
Yeah.
workers and all that stuff. I love it.
Yeah, if I need to.
This is really cool that you're doing this, and you're enjoying it, John.
Thank you.
Bob,
All right, nice
pleasure
to
to
meet
meet
you,
you,
Bob.
brother.
Thank
We'll check you out in the next half.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, bro. So that was John, the lead singer of Lotion. That's good. You want me to come here, Kathy? We're gonna interview. Jody wanted to know where you are, so I said you're here. Come. You're leaving? Look, here's Kathy.
Hi,
Here's
Jody.
outside
How
what.
are you?
Well, she got John to come up here for an interview, and Dr. Ron. She's working hard. She's working hard for you.
Dave, you get Dave.
Dave is like, moody.
Well, the guys are going back on now in like a minute, and I'm going to be leaving soon. because I have to head home
Okay.
and then change and go to another show by 6:30.
She's
So,
busy.
yeah.
All right. So
that's
we're gonna
that.
stay and watch the next half of the show.
Okay. And I'm gonna leave.
Have fun.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye, Kathy. So there you have it. Oh, okay. So there you go. You're getting to meet the bands. Okay, what do we have? We got 11 people in here. That's good. If there's 11 people in here, I know I didn't lose Wi-Fi. Right? And what else? And what else? Yeah, I don't know what this fall and winter are going to bring with these bands. I mean, they all want to work, and a lot of these venues like having them because they do bring in a crowd. And it's hard to gauge how many people they bring in because people come into these places for events anyway and private parties. So, I don't know. See what happens. Okay, back to the drink menu. Pink vodka lemonade, vodka seltzer, vodka cran, barn mail it looks like. I'm not sure. And they're bourbons. I don't know what kind of bourbon they got. So they got whatever you ask for. Whatever you ask for, they'll probably mix it up. They probably don't have that bacon bourbon. That's a special bourbon that's infused with bacon fat. And then they infuse the bourbon, 750 milliliters, with like 2 ounces of fresh bacon fat. And then they let it sit in there for 6 hours. They let the fat congeal, and then they take the fat out of the bourbon, and then the flavor is in there. And then once they make the drink with the bourbon, they add a piece of bacon in there, cooked. Sounds good. There's a lot of bands coming up. We got Strings Attached, Kick and Nash, The Mighty Spectrum, Identity Crisis, Some Guys in Abroad, Lotion Band. So these are all bands that are local that we've seen before, which is good. Because then we can determine if we want to see them again or not. Thank you, Kimberly Grace. It does sound delicious, right? And then, like, I usually put some Angostura bitters in my bourbon because the Angostura bitters make it doesn't matter what kind of bourbon it is, it makes it taste better. Takes a little bit of the heat out too. Oh, here we go. So what else? It's a Sunday. Tomorrow's back to work for some people. Not for me. Well, every day is work. Now when you're retired, every day there's something to do around the house. We enjoyed watching Granny Fest on YouTube, on Gambling Granny's channel. It was lots of fun to see all the YouTubers and to see Ronnie C and to see the other me out there having fun. It was good. It was good. Indigenous Peoples Day holiday for me. You know, they did have some indigenous events going on, and they had some Hispanic heritage. So there were a couple of Hispanic heritage events going on today, but they were canceled because of the storm, because Priscilla's coming. But I don't think Priscilla's going to hit this part of the world here in the Hudson Valley. I think she's going to be more coastal because it's going to be high tide just about the time she comes in. So the areas that are prone to flooding are going to flood, like Jersey and Mamaroneck down in Westchester County. So there's a lot of areas that for some reason they're always flood. I guess because all the streams and the brooks get overfilled, over capacity. It's really raining in Massachusetts. I don't know. Does Massachusetts flood? I don't think so. I'm not sure. Well, it is by the coast, so maybe it does. I don't know. You don't know. Hopefully nobody has any flood damage. Hopefully she gets pulled out to sea and nobody gets hurt. And no Coast Guard members have to go out and rescue anybody. There's always some numbskull out there in a fishing boat trying to catch a tuna. Yeah, coastal flooding. Yeah, there's always some numbskull out there in a fishing boat trying to catch a tuna, and they got to go rescue him. And like that. So hopefully you like Lotion. We'll see what they have for the. We'll see what kind of songs he sings. He's got a good voice, this guy's got. I like it. After it hits Jersey and Maryland. Yeah, you would think all these areas would have built flood walls, especially after Sandy. Well, down in Manhattan, they're still building down in Manhattan flood walls because of Sandy. All right, I think the band's going to start playing. You leaving me? Huh?
shout out to the fifth birthday of Tahoe. Which one of you guys is Tahoe? This is Tahoe. We're celebrating this birthday tonight. Yeah.
We'll be right back.